What do a murder plot, insurance fraud, and a mummy's curse all have in common? Well, they're all possible reasons for why the Titanic sank. Yes, what if this tragedy wasn't an accident like your 9th grade history book made out? Today we are talking about Titanic conspiracy theories. And yes, I am talking about real life conspiracy theories, not that Jack could have fit on the door, though he definitely could have. So what could possibly make the Titanic worse, other than the fact that there was not enough lifeboats, the ship was going too fast, and that they literally left the keys to the binocular box for the lookouts on shore? Well, what if it wasn't really an accident? What if it was all an elaborately planned assassination? Yes, perhaps the most famous conspiracy theory surrounding the Titanic is that it was deliberately sunk to kill just 3 of its passengers. But not just any regular passengers, no, 3 of the richest men back in the early 1900s. You see, back when the Titanic was being built, JP Morgan wanted to create the Federal Reserve, aka the central banking system. JP Morgan, ring any bells? Yes, John Pierpont Morgan was the founder of the investment firm you know today, JP Morgan. But anyway, the conspiracy theory goes that JP Morgan orchestrated the sinking of the Titanic to eliminate his millionaire counterparts who supposedly rivaled his central banking plans. JP Morgan technically owned the Titanic through his International Mercantile Marine Company, which owned the White Star Line, which built and operated the ship. Now here is where it gets interesting. Morgan's rival millionaires, Jacob Astor, Isidor Straus, and Benjamin Guggenheim, all perished on the ship. The defining part of this theory is that JP Morgan was meant to be on the Titanic, but he pulled out at the 11th hour. No, seriously, he even had his own private balcony and suite with a whole hot tub that had custom-built cigar holders. Now, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't pull out of a cruise even if I was staying in the cruise quarters. But hey, I'm also not a billionaire. So yes, JP Morgan, who was meant to be on board, mysteriously pulled out at the last moment, while the other 3 went down with the ship, leaving Morgan to go forward with his banking plans. There are a few holes in this theory though. For starters, there's no actual real evidence, just coincidence. And furthermore, the entire motive may not even be true, as Astor and Guggenheim don't appear to have taken position on the central banking idea. And Strauss, well, he actually supported it. Not to mention that no one in the past 100 years has ever come forward about the plot. And it honestly would have been easier to kill them any other way. Okay, so maybe you're not sold on the whole murder plot thing. But how about that the Titanic never even sank? Slow down. No, I'm not crazy, and I'm not saying that a ship never sank. But I am saying that there is a conspiracy theory that the ship that did sink wasn't the Titanic, but rather its sister ship, the Olympic. Why though? What could possibly be the reason for swapping out 2 ships and covering up the real one that sank? Insurance fraud, obviously, because everything always comes back to money. Yes, in this plot, the Olympic, which set sail before the Titanic, hit a warship in 1911 and was blamed for the collision, which as a result meant no insurance payout could be collected. So to remedy this, they fixed up the Olympic the best they could, gave it a fresh paint job to match the Titanic, and swapped it out. Then bada bing bada boom, by allowing the ship to continue under an assumed name, the company could collect the insurance payment when it sank. And if you're wondering what they thought about all the thousands of passengers they were sending to their doom, well, allegedly they did not intend to kill anyone. Rather, the plan was for the ship to sink slowly, when it was close to another that could rescue all the passengers and crew. However, the plan went off the rails when the liner ran over a rescue ship that was later mistaken for an iceberg by passengers. Alas, while there has been books written on this theory, the biggest hole in it is the recovered wreckage. The Olympic's construction number was 400, while the Titanic's was 401. And all of the numbered items that have been recovered from the wreckage have borne the Titanic's 401 number. Oh man, okay, fine. None of these are seeming realistic enough for you. Well, there is one more conspiracy theory that has been floating around for the past century or so. A mummy's curse. Yes, the real reason behind the sinking of the Titanic is a curse from a mummified Egyptian princess. According to legend, the princess left a trail of death and destruction in the early 1900s after being excavated and removed from Egypt. Yet after the British art collectors finally decided they could not take it anymore, they sold the haunted mummy to an American archaeologist who brung it back to New York. But he never made it, because the fateful ship he decided to board was the Titanic, cursed by the vengeance of the princess. But lo and behold, this tale is also deemed to be just that, a tale. Apparently no mummy was aboard the ship, and said unlucky mummy still resides at the British Museum. Comment below what you think. Murder, fraud, or mummy? Or perhaps sometimes a tragedy is just a tragedy.